Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from Mousesteps.com.
And this is episode number 379.
379.
Of Mousesteps Weekly.
Sponsored by MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel as we look to 2021 and hopefully travel restarting sometime in earnest during this coming year. Definitely check out MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. They'll be making donations also from bookings made this year to, they're going to divide it up equally between Give Kids the World, Make-A-Wish, and Best Friends. And they've been in business a really long time, and they're ready to book you.
Yeah, next year we have the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World coming up, so big doings.
You know what? I can't wait.
So we're going to start this week at Disney's Polynesian Village Resort, and you can see the A-frame is coming back.
Right. I think the crossbeams are about done now, and they were just about done at that point. And we also saw as we went through the monorail station, I mean, you know, they're starting to really get to work on that. So here we are, Disney's Polynesian Village Resort. The Christmas decorations are always a little more subtle than, let's say, Disney's Grand Floridian.
Certainly the Grand, that's very true.
But, it was nice to be able to walk through there.
And this was very early in the morning. As you could see, there's not a soul to be seen here in the lobby. It was very relaxing.
Well, we went to go get some pancakes.
We're going to see that very shortly. It was a very chilly day, by the way, this day.
It was. It was in the 40s, and we had breakfast outside because we're not dining indoors. And I think it will be some time. But it was actually a really nice morning.
It was great, and we did the mobile ordering here at the Kona Cafe, which we discovered when we stayed here a few months prior to this. And here we are outside in the 47-degree weather, enjoying our nice breakfast.
Can I say I love mobile ordering, and I've never in the last 10 years, I've probably not been to Kona Cafe as much as we've been in the last couple months.
We discovered the goodness of macadamia nut pancakes.
Yes.
They are so good.
I mean, we did dinner there as well, where we took it out to the room. And I do love the macadamia nut pancakes. And I don't think I had those before. We usually would get Tonga toast. So here we are. We walked from Disney's Polynesian Village Resort to the Magic Kingdom. And you can see the TRON construction really well, and I've taken photos of it in the last couple of weeks. It really is quite interesting, especially when you have the monorail going by it, or or a boat or something. It's really big.
Right.
You can tell it's really big.
Especially from this particular angle, which is right as you're walking by the DVC Villa, you really get a good view of how elevated, how big that TRON building will be.
But from other angles as well, there's views from so many places.
You can see there's work being done to the train station, and on the other side of that, we have the Dapper Dan singing some Christmas songs.
And apparently, it's been maybe for the 50th. I did not realize it's already been like 2 years or more since the train.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, and I really miss the train. Right now we don't have let's see, what else? The People Mover's not going, and the boat also. So there's a lot of transportation not in effect. So anyway, we always enjoy the Dapper Dans, and now we see no Eeyore.
No Eeyore. Eeyore was taking a break on this day.
And Piglet and Rabbit are being pulled on the trolley. And you can see the Magic Kingdom Christmas tree.
Yeah, very festive. I always like the Magic Kingdom around Christmas, and we already did a full show on this, but this was actually the first time I had been back in the kingdom since they kicked off the Christmas season. So I just love it. You can really feel the Christmas spirit here.
And we went in, first thing in the morning? Is that when we went, right? We normally will go early, and we probably should go for the evening again. But just before it gets too crowded.
Well, you want to do the Astro Orbiter.
I did.
And really the only chance you have of doing this without a long wait is if you rope drop it. So that's pretty much what we did. And again, it was a nice, brisk, cool day. You could see the cast members have their jackets and long pants on. And here we are, ready to get in our rocket ship.
Well, we only waited a few minutes. And again, the Astro Orbiter in the best of times is hard to get on just because not that many guests can go up the elevators and can get on the ride.
Now it's nice because every party gets their own elevator going up and down. So it's no more crowding into the elevator.
And I think I'm in front
Oh
of you
yes,
there.
we're gonna watch. No, keep an eye on this
No,
rocket because
don't
there's a
keep
lot
an eye.
of photographs being taken.
Well, we just wanted it. I actually love this ride anyway. It's not like Dumbo where I'm like, well, Dumbo's pretty good. This is actually one of.
Well, it's fun because you're high anyway. You're way 3 stories up before you even go up higher.
But like as a kid, I would ride this. This
The
is
old
something
Star
I
Jets.
enjoyed.
Remember that?
Yes,
Star Jets.
I enjoyed this as a kid, and we get to see the TRON construction and views around. You can see the Contemporary and Disney's Grand Floridian and the castle. And I just always enjoy it. But you really have to get here, like you walk in
Unless
and then you head straight right there.
don't mind waiting in a line.
With things the way they are now, I like to. We don't do a lot of rides right now. So,
That's right. That's the only ride we did on this. Oh no, we did the Haunted Mansion twice because I wanted to test out the low light features on our new camera.
And if I go tomorrow, I think I'm going to go up the Swiss Family Treehouse, which I've actually quite enjoyed. Not only for the views of Tron, we go up there to take pictures, but it's like, oh, well, this is nice to, it's something we normally wouldn't do. And it's not so busy in the morning either.
But I think Tron fits in pretty well there. So, and here we are at the Haunted Mansion. We had, as I mentioned, we had gone through twice. It wasn't a bad wait since we did it first thing.
Well, you went through twice.
I
went through
only
one
did
time.
once, right? And eventually, I will learn how to use this new low light camera. So it's still a learning process for me. You can see the rivers of America have been drained and cleaned, very much cleaned since the last time. Last time we were there, the dirt was kind of yucky looking, but now everything looks nice.
Well, you could almost walk to it, like if they let you walk over to Tom Sawyer Island, it wouldn't take very long.
Well, I know they were doing work on the track, so the track looks like it has been refurbished.
Well, I think that, I don't know that everything is done, like, this is all we can see, and then there's still quite a bit more.
The other side,
right. So, it's interesting to just kind of see what it looks like. There's no, scrim. You just see it as it is. So then the Mickey's, I want to call it Mickey's Holiday Cavalcade. There's so many different names for the Mickey and Friends.
Mickey and Friends Holiday Cavalcade.
It's something like that. They came down and they had their different costumes on than we have seen them
Well,
in.
these are the meet and greet costumes. If you remember when you'd go to the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas party and you met talking Mickey, he would be wearing that outfit there. And then Minnie would meet with Daisy and those are the same outfits. And then Donald, of course, for many years has had his winter outfit. And
I call it a lumberjack outfit because he used to
like that.
Well, he used to meet in front of a sign that said something about chopping down trees in this outfit a long time ago at the Magic Kingdom. And so he would meet with Scrooge, who is not in the cavalcade.
No.
But there's a lot of characters, so it's really a nice. You can see here in Frontierland, like if on Main Street, and we did go and kind of followed it. Main Street was quite busy for the cavalcade, but you can see here in Frontierland, not so much. There was a lot of distancing.
And when we were at the Magic Kingdom, I was really hoping that we would see the alternate outfit. So sometimes it just works out. And we didn't camp out or wait at all. I mean, I saw that the parade or the cavalcade was coming and we got lucky. I was very happy. And I've noticed that we've gotten a lot of our viewers have written and said they really like the cavalcades and they hope something like this continues even after the pandemic ends.
Well, I would love to see them, mix in the cavalcades, especially like at Epcot where you normally wouldn't have anything.
Right.
I've really enjoyed having them there. And, it's a nice way to see the characters, but really quickly.
Right. It's constant entertainment pretty much all throughout the day, at least at the Magic Kingdom.
And I don't know how many times this runs, but I assume at least 5 because it really is pretty often, and maybe even more. So I really, I just enjoy seeing the characters and having them kind of run through, and you don't necessarily expect that you'll see them.
Now, I was waiting for you at the end of our day in Town Square here, and all of a sudden, this was sort of the middle cavalcade, the scrumptious, as I think it's actually
the
called
Goofies.
that.
I thought it would. No, I don't think Goofies. I think it's like Goofy's scrumptious cavalcade. Although I don't see Goofy there.
Goofy had taken a little break earlier from the cavalcade.
Well, they need a break too. But you can see how much busier it can get. And so...
And I don't consider this that bad. I mean, I was pretty much all the way kind of by where the Sorcerer of the Magic Kingdom in front of the firehouse. So I had a little area around me of non-busyness.
Well, I mean, like, you're not getting 6 feet of distance.
Scrumptious!
No.
There she is.
Yes.
Singing right to you.
These are really fun. I didn't see this one that day.
I didn't expect to see it either. This was a total.
Where
I didn't even
was I?
remember I had it. You were still on your way from
right.
where we were in by
In
the TRON,
Storybook
Storybook
Circus.
Circus. Now you were with me for this. This was the Santa Claus, the finale of the Christmas cavalcades.
I was not with you at
You were
this
on the
time.
other side of the
Yes.
road, but we were together.
Well, I actually didn't end up seeing the... I think I was in the hub at this time, actually.
Oh, did you move up to the hub?
Well, I had been coming from Storybook Circus,
Mm-hmm.
and I stopped at the hub, and I saw Santa, so I took a couple pictures. I didn't see the reindeer because it was a little busy, even there, and so I didn't approach anybody.
I noticed it was a little different. As Santa normally would talk to the guests, and he was completely silent. He never said a word.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought so too.
You know,
I'm so used to Merry Christmas.
Maybe
and
he's saving his voice for for Christmas.
I know
now.
how he
Ho,
feels.
ho, ho.
And here are the elves that we would always see. I think you're getting the highlights from Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas Time parade.
And you know what's really cool is that Santa is in all of the parks and at Disney Springs now. Disney Springs in the boat, which I think we're going to be showing. I just love how, you can see Santa in all the parks, and now you don't have to stand in line for like an hour or 2 hours waiting. And I don't know if I mentioned that last week. I like that option also.
And here is one last view before we left. A beautiful view down Main Street, USA. And then we went over to Disney's Wilderness Lodge. We hadn't been there in a while. We took a boat, and here we are.
And I love the Wilderness Lodge. I love the Christmas decorations at the lodge.
You can see a little work being done there.
Yeah, and the Wilderness Lodge has always been one of my favorite resorts. I think Polynesian #1 just because I grew up going there. But I always love like log homes, and I've just been such a fan of them.
They used to sell that.
What?
Remember they had a log log toy version of this?
I do not remember that at the moment.
Yeah.
But this is just, look how gorgeous it is. I mean, the Christmas decorations to me were really made for the lodge because it's such a natural setting for the greenery.
And the tree itself is massive. It's beautiful. It's one of the most impressive. This is one of my favorite areas, and it's more spaced out now where you could sit around the fire. And that's a real fire. There's real warmth that comes from there. And usually you don't need it in Florida, but around this, certainly on this day when it was only in the 40s, it came in very nice.
And I will say the lobby was not busy at all, and I was not expecting the boat to be as busy as it was. The boat
full house on the boat.
It was pretty full going from the Magic Kingdom to Disney's Wilderness Lodge, and we waited about a half hour for the boat to arrive to go back. Last time we just kind of really hit it. We had
Sometimes
lunch
you get lucky.
Yeah, and it took about a half hour, and then it was a full boat.
Look at all those beautiful decorations. Although they in normal years there's even more.
Right, you have the deer, the deer that are lit over the entrance, and then you'll have the bears, like a bear family photo op, which I didn't see.
And you could see they're still doing work on some of the rooms, so it's a lot of renovation there.
Yeah, a long time. And you can tell a lot of the decorations at the various resorts have been refreshed in the last year or two. So it's really nice to they're not all the same decorations that you would have seen previously.
Right. And, especially with Christmas, even at home, it's important to refresh a little bit. Things get very dusty.
Yeah. I don't know if it's just, dust. Like Disney's Grand Floridian did 12 Days of Christmas this year. And I remember being so excited when we walked in and saw that. And there were so many different decorations. And I can tell and also the Yacht and Beach Club are different, and the boardwalk is different. And you can tell, it's similar, but there's differences here as well.
So that was really it for this day. And then the next couple of days later, you went over to Epcot to check out these harmonious barges, or just one of the barges.
Currently one barge, and there's going to be 5 of them. And when I saw it, I was like, that looks like a taco.
It really does look like a taco. Makes me hungry.
Yeah, all around World Showcase, I'm like, boy, it looks like a taco from every direction.
Well, you're going to have like 4 tacos with a big platter in the middle when this is all done.
Well, they're going to have Harmonious, which will be the nighttime show coming.
Spectacular.
Yes. Well, it was supposed to, I'm trying to remember when it was supposed to actually debut, but Epcot Forever was going to still be running. And then I thought this year was...
No, I think it was going... This was supposed to start last year, I think. Maybe, no.
No,
It must have been this year. It
I
must
think.
have been this
You
year.
know, it's hard to get... Things that happen this year don't feel like they happen this year. But I think this was going to be this year. And, of course, everything got delayed.
Yeah, it would have been running now. That's correct.
But there's going to be like 5 barges, 5 floating platforms, and I think a couple of them will be smaller. They're pretty big. It's going to take away views around World Showcase, but there's also going to be fountains during the day, so I hope it will look really nice.
Right. From the concept art, it looks like it'll be continuous running fountains all day, so it'll be nice and soothing in the middle of World Showcase Lagoon.
Will it be soothing?
Well, let's
I
hope
don't
so.
know.
Let's hope so. But you certainly will not have the views across the
Right.
lagoon. And I know they're not going anywhere. As you said, it was they're going to be there full time.
It's not like they're bringing them under the water or taking them off stage. They're just going to stay there. And so it'll be interesting. You know, I'm glad I have a lot of pictures, fortunately, across World Showcase.
So this is all you now. This is you taking us on a little trip inside one of the gift shops in Germany, the Christmas shop.
Germany has always had, or at least for a number of years, has had a special ornament, limited edition 3000, that they sell with either Mickey and Minnie or Snow White, or sometimes they do 2. But last year they started doing a much more expanded collection of items, and this is one of those ornaments. They actually have 2 this year. One of them has Snow White, one of them has Mickey and Minnie, limited 3000, made in Germany. But they also have Mickey and Minnie in this Christmas, Christmas poses and such, on different merchandise, including other ornaments.
Yeah, well,
t-shirts.
you have a shirt similar to that, nice long sleeve.
I have a sweatshirt.
Yes, and you get a lot
year.
of compliments on it when you wear it.
I love it. I love the design.
And your mother is a big beneficiary of this shop too. Hopefully she's not watching.
Right. Well, I already told her I got her that other ornament that's off to the left. But then Grumpy just showed up a few days ago. Also, this Mickey and Minnie also showed up.
It's on our kitchen table.
Yes, those are not made in Germany, and the rest of this, I don't think almost anything is made in Germany. But they just came out with so much merchandise.
All of it, I like. That's the scary part. It could be very, very costly to go into this store. And
these tea towels are from last year, so they still have some of the stuff from last year, and then they expanded it this year. There was a Rapunzel ornament that somehow I think skipped over. There weren't so many of the Rapunzels. You can see there's a lot of the Snow White ornaments, but the Rapunzel ones must have been selling pretty good because there were a lot more a few days earlier than this. And there is a shop.
That is, never do you see it like that.
I rope drop the shop.
You sure did.
I've done it twice in like the last 10 days.
And you've been very lucky to see Santa. Well, this is actually the reindeer, and you will see Santa in a minute there. And this is at Disney Springs.
I think this is so cute. You know, we've never seen this before. Usually there's like a 5-hour wait for Santa Claus at Disney Springs. And here you get to see him in a boat.
Well, I'm gonna add a little bit of background. You were holding a couple boxes of pizza.
Right here,
you got us some yummy pizza to eat this day, and Santa noticed it, and he yells out to you, "You got some pizza for me?"
And I said no, or something like that. I just thought this was fun. I wasn't really,
and Mrs. Claus too.
I wasn't expecting to see them on this day. So I was just walking around. I think I was going to Amarette's if I hadn't been already.
And we're going to show Amarette's in a second.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. So there is, Santa's thinking I'm bringing him pizza, which I'm not. I was bringing it home.
Where did you get the pizza from?
I went to Pizza Ponte.
Oh, Pizza Ponte, of course. One of our favorites.
I know, and I got that $30 bonus card if you buy the 100. So I used the 30, and I still have 100 left. So that was really nice.
So I threw in just the another angle. This is on a different day, and you can see that they come all over. You know, this is in a totally different area of the lagoon here.
And Santa, I did this as well with my phone. Santa and Mrs. Claus were just kind of sitting. There was nobody to talk to at the time. And then they saw me and they stood up and they're like,
jumped up.
Merry Christmas. And then, of course, then there was other guests. But I just think this is, again, really, wait times can be so long to see Santa. Yeah, they just saw me. Wait times to see Santa and Mrs. Claus can be so long at Disney Springs. And I know a lot of people want the personal touch, but this year it's fun to see them. And we've seen more of Santa Claus this year than we've
as you mentioned
ever seen.
before, all 4 parks and Disney Springs, and no 4.5-hour wait. There have been 4-hour plus waits at Disney Springs in the past.
Yeah, and I just, everybody seems to really enjoy the cavalcades, and I know everybody's still going to want to meet Santa, though, next year.
All right, we're in Amarette, and this is very quick, so why don't you tell us what we're looking at here?
I had no idea they were going to have a display, and I just thought this was so fun. And I know it's gingerbread cookies and then other edibles make up this display.
Oh, it looks good.
They didn't, advertise this, and so it was a surprise. I came in here just to pick something up, and you had Beast, and you had the Brave, the bears, the 3 brothers, as part of that tree, and I just thought it was really, really cool.
So now we're looking at Disney's Hollywood Studios. This is the first time we had a chance to get in there for the nighttime activities or nighttime decorations. So we're going to take a little overview, and also while we are here, I was testing out a new camera we bought. It's a low light Sony camera, so still learning with that, but we'll get that down. It's a complicated setup.
Is it complicated?
Well, you
I haven't
used it for photos.
I haven't, but not. It's what I'm using it for isn't necessarily complicated. Like if you do it outdoors, it's really easy,
Right.
or at night.
Well, I have to learn the settings, but it does a great job on getting low light, and that's what we bought it for. So we're just kind of playing with some of this.
And you can see Gertie here with the ornament, which wasn't lit up before. And then you can see a couple. I think we're looking at a couple planets in the background. Maybe Mars and Saturn or something. I don't remember. Sorry.
But the atmosphere really is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful Christmas atmosphere. We ran into a number of friends on this night, and they're all there just to see the nighttime. No rides. Nobody was planning on eating or anything, and just to enjoy being here for the atmosphere.
I think Steve and Carice were going to get some.
Well, they had missed it. They had missed it. So they ended up going to have a drink at the beer house there.
What I really love about being able to go to the parks, this is our social life as well. When we see our friends, and
it's always in the parks, most
right,
likely,
with the masks and everything, and a little distance. So it's really nice. It's really nice to run into so many of them every time.
So now we'll take a look at the projections on Tower of Terror here on down Sunset Boulevard.
And this was something normally you have, or at least last few years, sunset season screenings, but it's not quite like that. You do see some of those projections, but it's not like a show.
Right. There's no music. Normally that you would have the music really loud that goes along with it, and then it would snow intermittently. And also you'd have these video screens on the sides that would introduce each of the 4 different vignettes on the tower.
And these aren't full vignettes.
Right.
So, I mean, it's not the full. It's still nice. So
it's
still
designed
nice.
So you're not going to stop. You're going. I mean, you do have people stopping, but it's not the other way. Every time they started one, everybody would just stop in their tracks, watch it, and then move on. Now it's just continuous. And it was great. It was not a problem at all. I loved seeing it again. It's beautiful.
And you can see where it says Holiday Toy Hotel, which, of course, we've seen at Sunset Season's greetings. And then every so often you'll see the Pixar ball, and then you'll see the Slinky Dog, which I think we just saw. And it really is... it's still nice. It's not exactly the same, but it's a nice to see.
And it always reminds me, especially this time of year, of Disneyland Paris, because when we went for Christmas 2 years ago, they had just started Christmas projections, and it was really nice to see it there. I think it even works better there somehow.
I miss Disneyland Paris. I can't wait to go back
Hopefully
there. Hopefully
next year everything will be
Christmas
back to normal, as they say.
As normal as possible, and to be able to travel would be really nice again.
So we're just kind of taking a last look around at some of these decorations now that it's fully dark.
It's, I really like these deer. Although one of them always looks frightened, and I want to know its story, and I don't know what its story is.
Well, when we had our little show of all this during the day, you said all these decorations would be something our
No,
grandmothers would have.
not all of them. Those three girls,
The classic look.
that
vintage.
looks like something that, right, my grandmother would have had.
So it was a really nice night. It was really cold. It was even colder than when we were at the Magic Kingdom. It was in the very low 40s and windy that night.
It was very chilly, and I gotta say, everybody kept their mask on. Just about everybody
Yes.
had, because
Never seen better compliance when it's like 40 degrees. These masks are warm.
Yes, and next year, if it hits 40s, and
We'll dig out some of those masks. Face
I don't have to
coverings.
dig them out because I am going to use the masks when appropriate, like on a plane,
Yep.
and at the doctor's, and when it's 40 degrees out.
So believe it or not, that is another show. Thanks to our sponsor, MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel.
Thanks to MEI and Mouse Fan Travel, we really appreciate their sponsorship. Check them out. I know not everybody's traveling right now, but certainly we're thinking ahead to the 50th next year.
I'm starting to get excited about travel again. I'm thinking by the middle of next year, hopefully we'll have a lot of vaccine going on around
I'm
here.
hoping.
And maybe by next winter time or next fall even.
Next fall, I'm thinking about Disneyland Paris, and
I
then
would love
also
it.
Christmas, and so.
And Disneyland, we'll want to see
Disneyland.
the new Marvel area and all of that. So hopefully that'll work out.
I'm looking forward to the future. And definitely thinking about travel in 2021.
So this week we have some fun coming up. You are gonna hopefully, weather permitting, do a photo walk. Maybe pop into the Magic Kingdom tomorrow, and then we are going to Universal. I can't wait to go back to Islands of Adventure, and maybe Universal if we have time, and see what we didn't see for Christmas on our last Universal visit.
That's on Wednesday, as long as the weather holds out, and it's supposed to rain some. I'm hoping it's not like an all-day rain. I know that there's going to be a lot of you watching that are going to get snow because there's a big winter storm, and that's where our rain is coming from.
I'm very concerned because my parents are in Connecticut,
Right.
and I'm going to call them as soon as we finish recording and make sure they're okay getting ready for that big storm.
Yeah, I don't know how, I know in some parts of Connecticut it's up to a foot, but I don't know about Hartford. So, everybody stay safe. I know that some of you all are going to have, some weather.
Well, also this coming week we are staying in themed houses,
For a
which
couple nights.
we were offered. So I think that'll be very interesting to be in a Star Wars themed house and a Harry Potter
themed.
So I can't even imagine that. And of course, we may sneak back into the parks maybe on Friday, and we'll see what else happens during the week.
Right. Well, we have a park reservation for Friday. I was able to get Disney's Hollywood Studios. I'd kind of like to head over to Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort and
Yeah, I'd
to
love
see Christmas. We're still formulating this week.
Anytime you can jump on the Skyliner is a good time.
Yes, I love the Skyliner.
So thanks again for listening. Have a great week. Stay safe, especially anybody in New England in the next few days. And we'll see you all next week.
Not just New England,
Well,
but anywhere on
whole
the East
Eastern
Coast, I
seaboard,
think.
yeah.
Yes. So just stay safe from everything. So have a great week.